This is my fragrance journey video. Again, thanks to Mark for this contest and giving us an opportunity to share something that we all already are passionate about. And this is a little bit of my backstory and experience into the world of fragrance. My journey didn't really start in a traditional manner. It didn't really start in childhood or middle school like a lot of other people's that I've seen. I did like to smell certain things, but it wasn't a big deal. My fragrance journey probably didn't really start until 6 years ago. Growing up, I had a lot of allergies and pretty bad sinuses, so I already could not smell very many things. I also was just allergic to a lot of traditional fragrances that people wore around me for whatever reasons. So it wasn't a big deal to wear something or smell like anything in particular. My first bottle of fragrance that I got, I was in high school. It was a Christmas present from a friend, and it was Notes by Celine Dion. I can't remember a lot about it. I do still have the bottle, the empty bottle left, but it was fine. So probably, I'll just say maybe 7 years ago, a good friend of mine that is big into fragrance kept telling me that I should be wearing fragrances because I would enjoy it, and with my own unique style, that fragrance is something that and art as well, I probably would just enjoy dipping my toe into that world again. Wasn't that interested, but I was like, okay, maybe, I really can't smell anyway. So after going to an allergist for probably 20 years, I eventually found something that allowed me to breathe. And I was like, oh, this is a whole new world. So said friend and I would go to the movies, and in the parking lot, he had brought a metal container of some of his favorite fragrances. They were okay, they weren't all my thing, but they were interesting. And that was enough for me to want to see what was out there. I got my first samples from the Perfumed Court, Lucky Scent, and Black Phoenix Alchemy Laboratory, and I was having a lot of fun with it, to the point that I really didn't think I would even probably buy a bottle. I would just sample, but that eventually changed, and it's down the rabbit hole from there. Somewhere in between that time, I found myself on Fragrantica, on certain forums, reading reviews, eventually started watching reviews, fell in love with a few fragrance reviewers on YouTube, one of the first ones being Katie Puckrick. I thought she was fantastic with her short, concise, but interesting views with her own personality and flair. And there's several others, even including some of the people that are actually judges or on the panel for this contest. Been watching their videos for a long time at this point. So it's very cool to just be a part of that. Now, that friend and I, when we get together, every time we go to the movies, if we have new samples on the way there, we sample together, we give our first impressions, we talk about it, what we think about the smells, what it reminds us of. We even sometimes will call each other on the phone and talk about new things that we have. So we were basically making YouTube videos without making YouTube videos. And that's my journey thus far. It's still pretty early on, but again, it's expanded to not just fragrances, but I love candles, love smelling things in the real world, like I said in my introductory video. Love trying to figure out the notes of things, and even sharing fragrances with people that aren't interested in it in the way that I am, letting them smell maybe non-traditional notes or things that are a little bit less mainstream or even a little wonky, just to have a new experience. And it has been a fun ride thus far, and I look forward to where it's going and sharing more content on my fragrance journey with people that appreciate it as much as I do.